Good evening, students. This is a short lesson on dimensioning. So when you are dimensioning, you pick this drop-down menu and you choose if you want to dimension between a line. So you go to its edges. You click on linear and you click on the end of the line, two ends, and there is your dimension. See, it's very small. And then if you want to dimension the height, go again on dimension linear, you click on the end points of the line. There is your dimension. Very easy. If your line is inclined like this one, or you got a circle like this one, or you got a fillet, let's create a fillet. Put fillet and radius, we say 300, enter. So we click first stage, come, and there is your fillet. So if you want to dimension a non-horizontal line which is inclined like this one, you go to dimension, you click on aligned, and then you click the end points of the aligned dimension. There is your dimension. See, you have to zoom it to see it. See, it's a bit small. There's something I want to teach you later. And if you want to dimension a circle, you go dimension. You can get its radius. You can get its diameter. You can get its radius. So click radius. Then you click on the circle. There is your radius. You want to dimension the fillet radius. Again, you click radius. This is it. There is your radius 300. Remember, we dimension 300. But now you might not be satisfied with this dimension, particularly the text might be too small, the arrowheads might not be visible, the extend lines at the edge might be too close. See, there's a distance. You want to increase the gap between the end point and the dimension end line. So you go to modify, you go to dimension, and then you go to dimension style. Here you will see we will modify certain things like the size of the dimension, the size of the arrowhead, the different aspects of dimension, line thickness. We can modify it, and you will see after our modification that there will be a difference in the dimension parameters of our drawings. You check, you click on modify, then here you can modify line, arrows and symbols, text, feet, primary units, alternate unit, tolerances, right? I will give you one example, just like this text. So you put text height, I will exaggerate, I will put a text height of say 5 or even 8. If I say okay, and I say close, you see my text height is changed. Or let me put an extra dimension style. I go to modify, I go to text, I say for example 100, enter, and I say okay, and I say close. See my what? My text, my numbers, my dimension have increased in text height. I want to change the arrows. You see what will happen, the arrows. We go again to dimension, dimension style. We go to modify. We go to arrows and symbols. You can choose the type of arrow. Type of arrow that you want. You choose. You see? So we choose the arrow which is that's the most used arrow. Then we change the size. Here is the size. Let us put 100 because of the size of our diagram. Because of our limits, our size is a bit on the larger side. Then you say okay, say close. My arrows are not yet visible. I can make them bigger. Go to dimension, dimension style. I go to modify, and I go to center max. No, I've gone wrong. Here is the arrow size 100. Click OK. You will see there will be a big change. You see, there is my arrow size. It has changed. Why I was doing it one by one, because I want you to see the impact that it brings to your drawing by changing a certain parameter of the dimensioning style. So we go dimension again, dimension style, modify, and you can change the text. I've shown you the text. You can change the line types, color of the lines. You can change most of these things. You don't want to change unnecessarily. You practice on them, you see their effect. Fit, right? And then you can go on primary units. This one you must know. Primary units. You see here the unit is 0. It goes to 2 decimal place. If you check in our drawing, it was going to 2. In our case, it is 1 decimal place. We can make it 2 decimal place, or we can make it no decimal place. You see, the decimal place is removed. If you make it 5 decimal place, it will have more of this. So it depends on what you want. If you want 2 decimal place, it goes. If you don't want a decimal place, you go 0. And if you do that, it will automatically change. Alternate units, tolerance. If you want your drawing to have tolerance depending on the precision of the measurements. Some measurements operate within tolerance, but when you are going to machine dimensions associated with limits and fits where high precision is required, and it is given by some tolerance. Like if you're going to machine a bore where you fit a piston, the fit is critical and it is given a tolerance. So you define the tolerance, and you define the tolerance method. It can be symmetrical, means the upper limit is equal to the lower limit. It can have a deviation, and then you state the upper limit. You say maybe 0.5 upper limit. Then you go to the lower limit. It goes to 0.002 as the lower limit, right? Depending on our primary units, that's why it's not going that low. So maybe let's go back to our primary units first, and we make them 2, and we go to our tolerance. Here we put 0.03, and the upper limit we make it 0.7. Check it, what happens. We go okay, close, check. It comes out with what? With the limits, and the limit type is what? Deviation, right? Then you can also change dimension dimension style, you modify. You can also change. There's something I wanted to show you on text. Good. If you want your text to be horizontal, it goes horizontal. If you want your text to be aligned, it is aligned. If you want your text to be ISO standard, it goes above. If you want your text placement to be above, it is like that. To be centered, like that. To be outside, it's like that. Right? Then offset from dimension. You want it to be offset from dimension by 18. It comes out to that. Right? Then there's another interesting aspects of offset. Right. Good. Then ISO standard horizontal aligned. Then there's the one primary units. We've discussed that. Alternate units, tolerances, arrows, lines. Right, I wanted to put this one. Extend beyond dimension line. See, if you change this one, you say 5. Change this one, you say again 6. Oh, you change this one, I'll make it exaggerated, you say 100. Extend this one, make it 5. See, offset from origin. So this end a line of a dimension, you are supposed to extension beyond. This 500 is a measurement from this edge point to that corner there. If we decrease it, you see it will come nearer. You see, right? This is offset from origin. Extend beyond dimension line. Put 300, 400. You see, this is the magnitude of the extend line, and this is the distance of the extend line from the point of reference. Right? Then what else do you do? Most of these things you go one by one, you practice them, you see their impact on your drawing. This is line weight. If you put this line weight, it will change your lines to line weight. It will be more clearer on the printing. So with this, we want you to practice how you can optimize your drawing by making sure you change the parameters that affect the sizes of your dimensions in terms of text height, arrowhead type, distance of this dim line from the end, and so forth. Then your diagram is more clarity, and it meets the needs of your customer, or it meets the needs of your expected view of the diagram. Thank you very much for listening. Make an attempt of this. Make use of this to improve your drawing.